Oh, ye gods, this is a bra moment. Hello, people of the internet. I have been in bed all day. What's truly a joyous occasion. I've woken from my ill slumber to commit my weekly dose of Prowls in the Sky. Good lord. Daily. I'm an insane person. Anyway. Last week, we found out that Professor Russell was indeed being held captive, but not by who we thought. It was the Intelligence Division orchestrating everything all along. But why and for what purpose? Well, hopefully we can break Professor Russell out and actually find out why, specifically. Anyhow, quickly get your equipment in order if you haven't already. Joshua having the Gladiator Headband and Grail Locket is what I recommend, because Unga Bunga damage. Silver Earring and Skull Pendant and everybody else. Unless I'm forgetting an item, but I don't think I am. Tactics menu looking something like this is fine. We basically just want to have Agate tank all the damage and blast them with S-Craft until they die. I really wanted to be part of the Grensel operation. But no, I'm left here guarding an old man. We do so much for the kingdom and for our dream, all in the Colonel's name. Such is the life of Intelligence Division Special Ops, I suppose. For the Colonel's hand and eyes. If you ask me, you're the Colonel's ass. What? It can't be. Agate Crossner? You're too damn slow. Second appearance of recapture in the OST, by the way. That is a very unfortunate first turn, however. Because them critting Agate means I can't actually do what I wanted. Crap. Tita's the most vulnerable to just instantly dropping, so you should use her S-Craft first, if you're trying to order them at all. And the priority here should be to give Joshua and Agate the crit turns, because they deal the most damage. The whole area of effect thing isn't really too important, specifically just because they're too far apart for multi-hits to work, except for Joshua's, which is important in its own right. Anyway. We want to drop a Monster Sushi on Estelle for more damage. And then give Agate the crit, because Joshua is slightly further up on the wheel. We just want to eliminate one of the soldiers, and then the fight becomes immensely more manageable. There we go. Go for a feint. Probably won't work, but if it does, it's cool. Agate also being hit doesn't really matter, just because of how chunky he is. He's the only character we have who can take 2 hits without flopping over on the ground like a fish. If Tita gets hit twice, however, she is just straight up dead, which is unfortunate. Pop a fruity milk. Oh yeah, I should also clarify that this is the last mandatory fight of this chapter, so don't worry about keeping your CP for a next fight, because there isn't one. prioritize delaying the enemy if you don't want to use S-craft spam, if that feels cheap to you. I got the poison with a 10%. That is really funny. But yes, it's not too bad. Gonna bonk that. I just want to conserve as much CP as possible in the event that I do decide to grind in the next chapter. Never mind! Because Tita is poo-poo at the damage.
We're good to go.
A single target game is not good. Anyway, you can see we hit the semi-soft level cap for the chapter because, woo! 2 EXP for a quote-unquote mini-boss. Yeesh! Sucks to be you. Not fun when someone gets back at you for making a fool out of him, huh? It's not good to carry a grudge, you know? Now it's a race against time. We have to get the professor out as quickly as possible. Right! If my controller could stop finding every excuse to unplug mid-stream, I'd appreciate it. This started happening to me this morning as well. I'm probably going to need to buy a new one. Anyway, make a rotini pasta. I'm sorry, Italian people. What am I doing exactly? Menus. Sorry, I just finished freaking Trails of Cold Steel 3 and my brain is melting. Give me a microsecond to... It's the B button. I want the B button. Excellent. How do I use arts again? There we go. I found the menu eventually after stumbling over myself. Oh yeah, and save after you finish this fight, because there's something that is potentially reset heavy coming up. So you're back. Enough! I told you, I don't want any... Grandpa! Tita? I must be dreaming. Grandpa! Thank goodness you're okay. Aww. Isn't a dream? And you lot. Hey, Professor. You don't look like you're feeling so hot. The Factory Chief Murdoch asked us to come and get you out of here. I'm impressed. You actually sneaked in here. So much like your father. Not a lick of common sense between the two of you. Hey, old man. Sorry to interrupt your little vacation, but we need you to get ready for a jailbreak. Don't have a lot of time. Who are you? You look like you came from the wrong side of the barn. I can tell at that, at least. You have a head like a chicken. A chick... Say that again, you geezer! Nice one, Professor. Grandpa, you shouldn't say mean things like that. This is Agate. He's a senior bracer over Estelle and Joshua. Well now, I had no idea. Come to think of it, I've heard Cassius mention your name before. Something about a bad seed who was skulking around one thing or another, I believe. I'm about this far from wringing your neck, old man. Now, calm down. Professor, we'll have to save the explanations for later. For now, we need to get you out of here. Is there anything you want to bring with you? If we carry the capital unit, if we leave it behind, I know that these fools will just misuse it again. Understood. I've been using that in my research to find a means of controlling the black orbment. I wasn't able to discern its physical composition, but I did have some success with the control method, which means that these fools will be able to cause the phenomenon to reoccur whenever they want. Oh. I'm sorry, Estelle and Joshua. I hate that it's being so grievously misused after you've been told the trouble of bringing it to me. Believe me, we understand. With Tita's safety on the line, I can't imagine any of us would have done any differently. Besides, it's our fault that you two got caught up in this mess to begin with. love of Adios, we don't have time for you to give speeches. If you're all set, then we have to go. Get your asses in gear. Move as fast as the old man slip disc will let you. Oh, very clever. Haven't let any young man beat me yet, and I'm not about to start now. Come on, both of you. I do not believe there's anything else in there that we need. Again, save. Because there's a quote-unquote split coming up in completion interests. Essentially, you're gonna need to either fight the enemies or... Uh-oh. You think we'll just let you escape? Nope. Uh-oh. What's that? Guess the jig is up? Oh, that's the entire Royal Army. It appears we have an intruder. Get out there and start searching, men. Platoons 1 through 4 will go to the airship port and the dock establish a blockade. 5, 6, and 7 will search the barracks, watchtower, and research facilities respectively. Platoon 8 will accompany me to headquarters. That is all. Move out! Uh-oh. Dash not good. Crap, here come the soldiers. Looks like they're putting a squeeze on the airship and port and docks. The Major knows what he's doing. What else would you expect from the CEO of Fort Design Regiment? What should we do? Where should we go? Well, leaving by the docks is going to be tricky. We need to avoid the guards and find another way out. So, at this point, there is a, like I said, branch in completion interests. You can either fight the soldiers and get your bestiary filled in, or you can sneak past all of them. If you do choose to fight them, you will fill in the bestiary for the area. If I can pull up the bestiary book, i.e. But yeah, these 2 empty slots are for the guards in this area. If you do not fight them, they will remain unfilled in, which means you won't be able to get the full data for this region. However, if you don't avoid the guards and do fight them, you can't get the max bracer points for the carryover bonuses into Trails in the Sky SC. So, if you're planning on playing SC, or just want the BP bonus regardless, don't fight the soldiers. If you are not planning on playing SC, or you already have a complete file and you're doing another playthrough, feel free to fight the soldiers for the bestiary to get the achievement. Anyhow, if you follow that north wall while avoiding the guards, you should come to a room in particular. I don't remember which room, but there is a room. I'm pretty sure it was right, but it could also be left. And here are all the innocents that have been arrested, and some not so innocents. Hey, don't you think it's awfully noisy outside? Sounds to me like someone's breaking in. Say what? Who's breaking in? Nobody's allowed to break in till we break out. Nobody! Easy, bro. You know your simple little escape plan will never. This looks like the dungeon. Wow, it's a lot bigger than the dungeon in Hacking Gate. Huh? What? You? You guys are... You're those punks from before. Well then, long time no see. Oh, okay. You guys are being held here. How have you been? Hey, we don't need your damn pity. Only thing you're good for is handling a pole, air for brains. Jeez, I was just trying to be polite. If it'll make you feel better, insult me all you want. What? Don't try to play it cool. I'm assuming you know these folks? They're the Kapua Sky Bandits. They hijacked that airliner. Ah, I've heard stories about them. They use a very high-powered orbital airship, don't they? I've heard it's of Imperial make, but I'm curious about the specs. Yeah, it's got a top speed of 2,300 selj per hour. I mean, why should I have to answer your questions? My, aren't we petty? Grandpa, I don't think this is the right time for asking about that kind of stuff. Now wait just one damn minute. Why are your braces here in the first place? You the cause of that siren? Well, sorry we intruded. No fair! You're the intruders, right? Hey, let us out of here! That was a surprise. Come to think of it, those guys have some connection to the Men in Black, right? But they got arrested by Colonel Richard, which means... maybe the Colonel's trumping it as one of his accomplishments. And maybe Medalmo was used in a similar fashion. And yet, I somehow just can't seem to muster up any sympathy for him. Wasting time here. We've got to find another escape route. So, now we go right. I think. No. I are dumb. I are stupid. Hey, did you find them? No, and I've searched the barracks top to bottom. Same goes for the watchtower. All that leaves is headquarters. While we're there, we can report to the Major that we've gone over the place with a fine-tooth comb. Uh-oh, I think they're coming this way. Shit, and this is a blind alley, too. Come on, this way. Hey, did you hear something? Yeah, I think it said this way. There's no time. You don't want to be caught, do you? Don't think I misheard that. None have a choice. Might as well give it a shot. Come on, just down the corridor. Hey, Joshua, do you recognize that voice? Yes, it sounds familiar. Quickly, get inside. Hey now, this room is... Well, I don't know what he's intending. We don't have any other choice but to keep going. That was spectacularly close. I knew it! Lock it, just to be on the safe side. Got it. What are you planning? You're the CEO of Leiston Fortress. Didn't Colonel Richard order you to keep me locked up? I'm very sorry about that. He's already seized control of the Royal Armed Forces by using his position in the Intelligence Division, and the main generals were given the choice of obeying him or being imprisoned. General Morgan refused to obey him, and as such, is currently being imprisoned in Hacken Gate. The stubborn old man? This is getting serious. The hell? I figured things were bad, but not that bad. When the military structure get that fragile? Unfortunately, observance of military reach has been breaking down ever since the end of the war, particularly since the top brass haven't stopped embezzling and accepting bribes. Colonel Richard just took advantage of the situation. I see. That he was able to make use of the military's existing corruption and weakness to seize control. Precisely. With General Morgan in custody, that leaves Colonel Richard as the man in charge of the entire Royal Armed Forces. But that's horrible. What about Queen Alicia? Doesn't Supreme Command of the Army rest with the Queen? Mysteriously enough, Queen Alicia has kept silent on the matter. The Royal Guardsmen are actually being sought for questioning on suspicion of treason. Treason? Lieutenant Schwartz, too? The attack on the central factory has been pinned on the Royal Guardsmen. There's even photographic evidence, as I understand it. Dorothy's pictures. It just doesn't sound right. The factory was all messed up and Grandpa was kidnapped. Agate was almost killed. You can't just go around blaming people for something like that. I really don't know what to tell you. You never disobey a direct order from a superior officer. Since I never voiced my objections, the fault still lies with me. I know this will not make up for all I have done. I was hoping it would go some way to atone for my actions. You've had a tough time of it, ain't you? Well, if all that you've said is true, then I suppose I can forgive and forget. I had been prepared to blame you with a wrench and soften up that hot head. Pity. I'm sorry. Grandpa! It's a joke, dear. Okay, I've got everything. But what are you planning to do now? You planning on hiding us until the heat dies down? No, I have a much better solution. There's a way for you to escape the fortress through this room. Through this room? How? I get it. There's a secret passageway or something, right? Very astute, boy. Whoa. Makes sense for a military control room. Not bad. Not bad at all. This emergency escape hatch leads to an underground aqueduct. There's a boat set up there, so you should be able to use it to escape. Legally, even me telling civilians about it would net me 10 years in prison. But even if military regulations won't forgive me, I think Adios probably will. Major. Alright, we'll use it. I'll go down first, then the old man and Tita. Stella and Joshua, I want you to watch our backs. Got it. Roger that. Farewell, Major. Well, thank you very much. Well then, that just leaves us. Thank you for everything, Major. We're in your debt. You don't need to thank me. To be honest, I was expecting this since the moment I first saw you. What? You mean when we met at the front gate? Yes, as soon as I heard your last name. After all, you are the children of Colonel Cassius, are you not? Colonel Cassius? You mean my dad really had a rank that high? Richard may be a colonel now, but he served under your father back in those days. Your dad was a real hero. It was thanks to his efforts that we were able to defeat Erebonia in the war 10 years ago. Being as you're his children, I'm not surprised that you found out the truth. And that came to help the professor. Really? But he never said anything about being any kind of military hero. You okay, Major? Intruders have been spotted in the dungeon. The last likely place for them to be is in Central HQ. Sir, your orders. Crap. Acknowledged. I'll be right there, so put the facility on high alert. Come on, you need to go. Okay. Excuse us then. That scared the living daylights out of me. What's the deal with the slide? Looks like some kind of secret waterway. Come on, let's catch up. Ah, you're here. This way. You're late. What took you so long? Sorry, we just got into a conversation about my dad. Sorry for the holdup. You can go ahead and take off. Alright, hang on to your hats. Professor Russell being one of the most badass old men. Brrr. Oh boy, still feel so tired. We managed to make it out. Looks like they haven't started patrolling over here yet. Major Sid may be keeping them busy. But if we waste any time here, we're probably going to have to deal with a pursuit force. We've got to get the professor somewhere safe, or else. Estelle? Joshua? Oh, it's okay. No need to worry. I promise, we'll be here to protect both of you. No. You two fall back. Huh? What do you mean? The intelligence division knows my face all too well by now. Same goes for Tita and the old man. They got no idea you two are involved unless old Sid blabs. So, I'm getting out of here, and I'm taking them with me. We'll lay low for a while, somewhere safe. Agate! Understand. The fewer people implicated in this, the better. In fact, I never wanted to get wrapped up in all this in the first place. When I think about them taking hostages to force cooperation, it makes the most sense for both of us to get out of here. Grandpa! Whoa, wait just a damn minute! How can you ask us to turn your backs on you to keep yourselves safe? That's totally bonkers! We could never agree to that! Right, Joshua? Actually, I agree with Agate's statement. What? According to the theory of retreat and cover, the more people there are together, the greater chance of detection. Which means that Agate will stand a better chance of helping them get away on his own. I understand how you feel. But for now, we really need to do what Agate says. But... Nice one, Joshua. Exactly what I was getting at. Now, I need you to be a good girl and withdraw. Wait, I get your idea in theory. Estelle. You don't agree, and I can see it written all over your face. So, how about I send you on an important mission instead? Something I certainly can't do myself given the circumstances. Huh? First, I want you to go to Grancel. Then you must speak with Her Majesty, Queen Alicia in Grancel Castle. I missed what? What's all that about? The aforementioned Black Orbment. It originally somehow fell into Colonel Richard's hands. He referred to it as the Gospel. Gospel, as in religious teachings? That's certainly an ominous-sounding name. Apparently, this Gospel was taken from the Intelligence Division, but by whom, I couldn't say. After that, I'd wager that it probably sent out in a package addressed to Cassius. However, Intelligence caught wind of our little, blackout from before. They must have realized the Black Orbment was involved in hearing Zeiss. I suspect that was their true objective in attacking the factory. They came to retrieve this Gospel. Really? I see. That explains a lot. Colonel Richard has some kind of plan to use it in the capital. Unless I miss my guess, something very bad is coming. Her Majesty must be informed of this at once. You mean the shutdown of orbital power? No, perhaps if it's used. I'm sorry. Anything more I say would be pure conjecture. Regardless, the Queen must be made aware of this Gospel plan as soon as possible. I'm more concerned with that than my own escape. I swear. But like that, I feel like a jerk for wanting to say no. If you'll allow us, we'll accept your request. I appreciate it. Estelle, Joshua? We've got to part ways for a little bit, Tita. I'm sorry. I'd hoped that we could stay together longer. No, you don't have to apologize. You just helped me so much. And you treated me like a little sister. Tita... Thanks for helping my grandpa. And thank you for being my friend. I love you both. I love you too, sweetie. I wish we could take you with us. Thank you so much. Parting is such sweet sorrow and all that, but we have no choice. Maybe you can save the tears for when we see each other again, you know? You can be a real jerk. But I guess this is where we part ways too. A lot's happened, but you've taught us so much by letting us work with you. Thank you, Mr. Agate. Don't call me that. Creeps me out. Look who's embarrassed. Bah, you really are your father's daughter. Hey, Joshua, don't let it get too out of control, you hear me? She's not half bad in combat, but there's more to being an adult than just that. Not that it's any of your business. Just leave it to me. You take care as well. Take care of Tita and the professor. I will. Alright then, let's get a move on. Farewell, children of Cassius. Stay safe, both of you. You too, Tita. Adios be with you. Be careful out there. And that's the end of chapter 3. This is the point where all the stuff that's kind of been underlying and poking at the game's plot is gonna come up. Chloe, this way! We're finally off the scenic route. What should we do now? Please, exit onto the Royal Avenue from here and head to Gransel. My men are causing enough of a security diversion that security should be stretched pretty thinly. Everything looks okay with you. Keep on to the Bracer Guild without getting spotted. I understand. Oh, but what about you? I'll hold the enemy off here. Should be able to buy you a little extra time. No, you can't. I can't go on my own. I'll fight at your side. We all have something to protect. I will stay here for my convictions and my duty. And most importantly, for you, my lady. Forgive my impertinence, but you are of paramount importance to me. I will guard you with my life, and I ask only that you remember me as your friend and confidant. I understand, Julia, but please, promise me you won't do anything reckless, and that we will meet again in better circumstances and take tea with my grandmother. I'll bake for you. I'll try a new recipe and bake you something sweet and delicious. I look forward to it. Now please hurry. Sieg, look after her for me. Well now, they've finally caught up. Three men and 5 dogs. I think you underestimate me. As he taught me how to wield a blade, the time to truly use it has come. I, Julia Schwartz, commander of the Royal Guardsmen, will not yield! Sieg! Scream? I'll be alright. I want you to go back to see Julia. I can't bear to just leave her. Thank you. It's just like she said. Security is much lighter this way. I have to get to the Bracer Guild quickly. Rain. Isn't now around when Estelle and Joshua were supposed to arrive in town? It can't be. Uh-oh. That's bad. The Intelligence Division Special Ops vessel. They're actually operating in broad daylight? Oh. Oh. Hi, Lawrence. Why, I fancy meeting you here. Chloe Rins, enrolled in the Social Studies program at Genis Royal Academy. If I could have a quick word with you. A dark cloud looms over the royal city, and yea, it signals a passion most black. But so fascinating a shade of black, it seems. You're such an idiot. Am I, perchance, dreaming? Mueller, my boon companion. Have you come all this way, all the long roads from the Imperial capital just to see me? How delicious! On what wind did you fly hither? Wind? What are you talking about? I'm here because I've had to follow your stupid ass all over Adios' damn creation. Do you have any idea how much time this has cost me? Please, my dear, don't hide behind such base profanities. Your lips spit venom, but the fire in your eyes shows the depth of worry that drove you onward to my side. Love is truly blind. That doesn't even make... No more words, dear Mueller. Fly to my embrace. Came here because I'm trying to bring you information that you asked for. I'm guessing you'd rather hug than talk. Lo, I am hoist with my own petard. Very well, let us talk. Yes, like sane people. Ah, as you wish. Ahem. What news, my lord? What news for your humble Olivier? No? No. All right, no clowning then. Don't play like that, brother. Give a man some information! Lay it on me, man! You're making me stupider just by being around you. Okay, I'll tell you. Just stop opening your mouth and making sounds come out of it. Huzzah! Regarding the guy we were talking about before, I managed to pick up his trail. From what I found, he was at one of the Erebonian Bracer Guilds until about a month ago. Oh? Over the past several months, all of the guild branches in the Empire have been tacked, one after another. Seems he was supposed to be investigating why. Tacked, you say? I should think it unlikely, but might these have been perpetrated by some military unit somewhere? You picked up on it too. It's not the world of 10 years ago anymore, though. As far as I know, no military force has been given marching orders. Bet that someone hired Jaegers to pull this off. Anyway, our boy's trail stopped for a while, right when that case was solved. Oh dear, oh dear. I took such pains coming to Leberl, and 'twould seem that I was following a wild goose. I guess so. If the man we're after isn't here, there's no real reason to stick around, is there? The storm you're talking about is going to be worse than expected. A lot worse. You should come back to the Imperial capital before you get caught in it. Ever a jester. How could I bear to part with the opportunity to play a role in the finest opera ever? What? Tell me you're not actually thinking of... I am, you might say, already in costume. Sadly, the lead is unavailable, so the understudies must be used. I have the utmost faith that between the two of them, they will put on a grand performance. Hi, Kirby. I did see the message. I'm just trying to get through the dialogue in character while my throat still persists. So, you were able to get the professor out safely. You even got the logic unit back. I don't even have the words. Thank you, both of you. Well, we didn't really do all that much. Really, we were just backup for Agate. If you really want to express your gratitude, I suggest you direct it towards him, since he kept the professor safe. I certainly will. It'll be nice when all this craziness ends. All we can do now is put our faith in Agate. It does seem that Colonel Richard has something in mind for Grancel, however. He seems to use that black orbment, that thing he called the Gospel. Yeah, I don't know exactly what it's used for, but I've been asked by the professor to talk to Her Majesty about it. Ouch. That's when you know things have gotten very, very serious. I'm pretty sure the professor is on good terms with her. Not unusual for him to have access to top-secret information. Anyway, that's the gist of our request from him, unlikely as it sounds. Kilika, do you think it would be safe for us to go to Grancel given the current climate? There's currently no evidence to suggest you were involved with a security breach at the fort, so it should be fine. Indeed, I'd advise you to go there before a full investigation is begun. It's quite likely that a thorough search of the central factory will be performed. Agreed, which means that now's the time to figure out what to do about it. I wish both of you the best of luck on your journey. Please be sure to deliver the professor's message. You can count on us. Consider it in Her Majesty's hands. Take care of yourself, Mr. Murdoch. Yeah, now's not the time to let my guard down with the army around. So I'll be safe for now. Yeah, so I'll be off now. Safe journey to you. You should also be safe, because if he's not, it's going to be a pain in my ass. Well then, I guess there's no time like the present, huh? We should try to get an audience with Her Majesty as soon as we can. That's the plan. We need to take the next airliner out. It'll take us half a day to reach Grancel on foot, and an airship would only take an hour. Yeah, that's true. I kinda thought it would be cool to walk all the way around the kingdom, but oh well. Alright, just wait a moment. Bracer Guild, good afternoon. It's always a pleasure. Yes, if you would please. To Grancel. Right, yes. Bill it to the usual account. Thank you. Goodbye. What was that all about? Is that the reception desk at the terminal? Yes. You now have guaranteed seats on a Grancel-bound airliner. We are paying your way, so all you need to do is check in. Also, take this with you. Ayo, third recommendation. Whoa, wait, what? This really isn't necessary. You've already done so much for us. The tickets are simply a business expense related to delivering the professor's message. The letter of recommendation is for the superlative job you did in rescuing the professor. Accept it, and be proud of what you've accomplished. Right! Thank you, Killiker. Ayo. So, the extra 8 bracer points are for finding the smoke canisters and answering the dialogue correctly, and also not getting caught by soldiers. Professor's whereabouts. Oh no, Professor's whereabouts is for the smoke canisters. Anyway, provided you get to 290 bracer points, you should reach bracer first class, and you get the gladiator belt. Thank you for everything. I believe I said before that this is simply my duty. Now, your flight leaves at 1100 hours. You'll want to get to the terminal before then, so as to have time to check in. Adios keep you. Be well in your travels. We will. Thank you again. So, the gladiator belt is broken as hell. It automatically gives you a CP bonus for every turn that passes in combat, which means that yes, you are going to be spamming S-crafts like a motherfucker. Now, if you don't really care about being attacked by common beasties, this is where I'd recommend equipping the gladiator headband and belt, and then giving a different character the Grail locket with some kind of defensive equipment. Something like a work helmet, or one of the talismans. Anyway, that is, I believe, all the questions, Ice. I just need to double check before we move on. Yes, I should also clarify that this is your last available chance to get the acerbic tomatoes, which are in the top of... words. Let me check the recipe book. Where the hell? Where the hell? There it is. So yeah, this is your last chance to get acerbic tomatoes, which you need for the best CP recovery in the game. So I would highly advise going and picking up 99 of those if you're on Nightmare, unironically. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna stream the next 20 minutes of me walking back and forth through a door. How original. Because these items are going to save your ass. I'm just gonna say that you want 99 of these right now, no matter what. And it's not that much of a time sink to get 99, so it's no biggie. If you want to not grind forever, you could leave with like 40 and that's probably enough, but I'd still go with 99. Err on the side of caution and all that, because once you're gone, and you can't get them back. Anyway, while I'm here, I should start talking about some of the story things that have been going on, so as not to have infinite dead air while I'm walking back and forth. The whole plotline of the Intelligence Division being evil is kind of sniffable from the moment that you meet Colonel Richard in Bose, specifically just because he knows some things that even as an intelligence division member, you probably shouldn't. He's also been everywhere that we are, and he's following the black orbment, so that makes sense. I imagine he only came after us because of, as Professor Russell said earlier, the suspicion of the blackout that happened in Zeiss, which was, I think, 2 streams ago, if you do not remember that. So Richard's been tracking us, like, basically the whole time, which is creepy to think about. Still. It's not the worst thing ever. I mean, the end of the game is nigh, so I don't know. I'm gonna miss playing through this every week, bit by bit. It's been fun. I still can't believe that I started this last year. Ooh. JRPGs played long. I might do speedruns of this game and other things relating to Trail stuff. I don't know how I feel about becoming a Trails exclusive YouTube or Twitch channel, but still. Franchise is good, and I'm currently not bored of it, so content for the foreseeable future. The one pain in the ass thing I have to do still is finish the script for the essay that I'm writing about it. But it's whatever, right? The video I will make from it surely will be good. I'm just gotta outline the talking points and some of the finer details, and all as well. I have no idea how long it's gonna be though. Hopefully it's gonna be like an hour long, maybe? 40 minutes at the least. Just thinking about how many words I'm gonna have to write is giving me a headache. Speaking of words and headaches, the localization for this game was incredibly botched. I don't remember the exact number of lines in this game, but there's too many. Like, way too many. I haven't been showing it off in this playthrough specifically, but there's all the books, all the NPCs that have changing dialogue based on what point the story is at, and some NPCs that aren't even mandatory to speak to for anything ever, but also have their own stories and dialogue. Whew. You could make a whole video just explaining all of the side stories of La Belle and everybody in it. And that doesn't just go for the Sky arc as well, that goes for all the other games in the series too. Including, but not limited to, the Crossbell and Erebonia arcs, specifically. And the Calvert arc that just dropped in Japanese that I have to play. Fun! But I'll be, getting to the games when I get to them. I'm strongly considering playing, SC all the way through after, just to finish up the, Sky Saga that everybody knows. And then I'll maybe play the third. Because I haven't actually finished the third before, so doing a fully blind stream of that game would be pretty fun. Ay. I've kind of just stopped counting of how many tomatoes we have. I'm just running back and forth and clicking buttons. Whee! How many do we have now? We have 99! Excellent. Ow. That is my knuckles on my desk. Son of a bee. Anyway. The final item we need is Tender Poultry, which can be obtained from killing enemies, which is a yikers. Because that's a pain in the ass. Anyhow, don't bother buying anything from the Dice Orbital Factory because it's about to become obsolete. Suppose first I should go over some farming spots for tender poultry while we're on our way to the airport. Or, not airport. While we are getting our final preps done for the area. Son of a bee. Okay, let me re-clarify then. You need to go to Carnelia Tower and beat the Pressfelds for tender poultry, and you also need to... you can buy them from an NPC in Gransel, I'm pretty sure, but that's only if you did certain quests, which I think I've done. Oh yeah, Kirby, I almost never check Public Nemesis. It's just in my list of servers that I'm in. Because I'm in, like, 50 Discord servers. Very whack. I'm still totally there, though, so, like, ping me for something, I guess. On my way to the airship company. If I finish fast enough, I was thinking I'd go to the royal birthday celebration. Well, Cecilia will be landing soon. Better get started on all the docking measures. Oh, it's Antoine. Hello, Antoine. Ah, good cat. Antoine! Hey. Yesterday must have been rough on you. You scared me half to death. I hope you take some time to think about what you did was wrong. No, not listening. I think he's playing dumb. Oh well, guess we do owe him some gratitude. Thank you, Antoine. Oh, he's a happy cat. Hey, there you are. Hi, Gustav. The factory chief told me that the rescue went off without a hitch. The professor's always been a mentor of sorts to all the engineers. I just wanted to say thanks, on behalf of everyone here. Well, we couldn't have pulled it off without you and the crew's help. Tita was so surprised that I thought her eyes might pop out. So that really was on purpose. Well, to fool the enemy, sometimes you have to fool your allies first. So, what business do you have at the gate? The professor asked us to go to Gransel. We're a little early for the 11 o'clock flight. Yeah, well, it also looks to be a little too late. I've still time to drop off your bags, so I think you can take it easy in town for a bit. That sounds like fun. Hey, you too. Well, if it ain't Gerald. What's going on? Something happened? Perfect, we're all here. To be honest, we've had some trouble. What kind of trouble? Well, we received a communique from the Airship Corporation. It looks like the ship will be arriving a few hours late. What? Okay, just what's going on here? More Sky Bandit trouble? Well, something like that anyway. Seems to me that the terrorists staged an ambush to disrupt the Queen's birthday celebration. All ships are grounded at port while the military conducts inspections. That would mean they're probably looking for the Professor's group. Which means the ship that's being bound for Gransel is being held up in Rouen. Apparently, a military guard ship is coming here from Leiston Fortress instead. Ah, I get it. If that's the case, you're going to be extremely busy soon, aren't you? No kidding, I've got to explain the situation to the customers. Which means that you two have a good chunk of time to kill. I just thought of something. If you want to wait at the Bracer Guild, I can get in touch with you there. Oh, okay. Thank you very much. So now the Intelligence Division are putting blockades in our way to prevent us from actually getting to Gransel. Golly gee. Well, it stinks like last year's diapers. The military's coming here. I know they want to check out the Leibniz. Better have a talk with the factory chief. Yeah, if they check up on what happened yesterday, that won't be good. Be careful, whatever you do. I ain't so senile that I need a couple of punk kids to tell me to be careful. Take it easy, you two. Joshua, this doesn't look so hot. Yeah, this could put the airliner in danger. We've got time, so maybe we should take the highway. Oh man. It's been so long since I last got to ride an airship too. This is all your fault, Colonel Richard. Well, try to look at it as an ongoing opportunity to advance your training. So I guess we need to cancel our reservations at the reception desk. Well, crap. We tried. Hey, it's you! Told you before, I don't know when the ship's leaving. If you just wait at the Bracer Guild. Actually, there's been a slight change in plan. I apologize for the timing, but can we still cancel? Sure, that's no problem. As long as it's before your flight arrives in... Flight arrives in port, there's no cancellation fee. We just need to get your tickets back. Great, here you go. Hey, that's a military patrol vessel. It's here early. Well, gotta go, bye! Thank you for your help. No worries, come back and see us again sometime. Uh-oh. They're hot on our trail. They know who we are, we should run. Oh, it's Amalthea. Great. Well, things are certainly bustling around here. Firstly, I believe I shall go see the factory chief. I have to admire the Colonel for planning all this. Okay, Hot. Anytime you want to go back to normal running speed would be just fine. If we waste any more time here, those intelligence division people will catch up with us. We should head to town while we have time. Okay. Thanks, Kirby. We take the east road to get to Grantsell, right? Right. And the Sanctime Gate is to the north along the Ritter Roadway. Pass through the gate, and you're right by Grantsell. Uh-oh. Run! Yeah! We're so screwed. Shaking at the guild. Hey, Killico, people are coming to catch us. Uh-oh. I see. They're moving faster than I thought. I think it might be best if you left as soon as possible. That was our plan. Bye, Killica. Goddess watch over you. Be careful out there, you two. Anyway. So, you want to head to Trap Plains Road for a very brief detour.
That's that. Let's move out.
We're gonna go to the hot springs in Elmo Village and grab the last, not the last. We're gonna get some more, recovery items, and also take a dip in the baths to get 200 CP on both Estelle and Joshua. Anyway. So we have 16 specialty eggnogs, 23 fruity milks. Okay, I jest, but you know what I mean. Grab at least 20 monster sushis. Probably not enough, but it's alright. No need to worry. Either way, bathe to restore CP, and let's head off towards Sanctime Gate and Wolfport. So, after we pass over Wolf Fort, we won't have access to anything in Zeiss. So I'd highly recommend taking a secondary quick pit stop into Carnelia Tower, just to make sure you haven't missed anything. Because it's really important that you don't.
That's that. Let's move out.
Because there is a very strong accessory in there, and if you miss it, you're boned. Bobberfnucked. In addition, you also want to make sure that you've got the Ruby Talisman as well. You'll need all 4 for the end of the game. Not for any particular reason, just because there are some enemies with very strong elemental weaknesses in the latter half of the game. And having that applied on Joshua's normal attacks is a top tier. Big damage. Anyway, while you're taking a quick stop in here, you could take on some press velgs to get your tender poultry up, so you can make more... If I can take a moment to breathe. So you can get more... tender poultry. Yeah, that's the word. You want tender poultry, so you can get the other thing, which is escaping my mind, tomato sandwich. Egods, my brain is ruined. So you can functionally ignore everything else, just pick fights with all the rest velgs that you see, because we kind of need to. I turned around and presented my anus to him. Uh-oh. Pop down a white Gehenna on those 2. I think that'll kill the Tom. Yep.
You're finished.
Black Fang is OP. Spam it to hell.
That's that then. Let's move out.
And we got a red pepper. Not the one we wanted, but that's okay. So the main reason behind collecting all of the talismans is specifically for the end of the game, I guess. Not the end, but close. Oh, yeah, I should also clarify that the Gladiator Headband's CP up is 2 CP per turn. The Gladiator Headband boosts it by 10%, which bumps you up to 3 per turn. Which isn't great, but it's not awful either. Personally, I'm gonna give him the Grail Locket so he doesn't get domed, and I'm gonna give the headband to Estelle for now. But you're basically gonna be switching the Grail Locket and headband onto your, oh, not headband. You're switching the locket and the belt with your, like, team carries, and everybody else has just got whatever is the appropriate resistance for the fight. Which is, you know, okay. You basically need, like, a massive supply of T-anklets and crest charms, because they are one of the few accessories in the game that prevents 2 ailments at once, which prove very useful when things start hitting you with multiple ailments. Because when they do, and you get confused and sleeped, it's not fun. Alright. Let's show off Evil Eye. It inflicts attack delay and is an AoE. I don't need to explain how overpowered that is. Hence the 40 CP cap on it. However...
Alright, we're good to go.
with the Gladiator Belt, you can abuse them to hell. Where is... Where the hell are the eggs? Hellfire eggs is a recipe you can pick up here. Again, it restores most statuses that are going to be problematic to a player anyway. So it's good enough, I'd say. You want it purely for the status recovery and nothing else, though, because the health regain from it is honestly just awful. And you'd be better off using anything else. Anyway. One White Gehenna and a couple beet poops later. As you can see, we get enough CP to get back over 100 real damn fast. And with Joshua's string of attacks that inflict delay, you can prolong the amount of turns that you get to take and regain CP on. As long as you go first and you have good delay luck, you will be A-okay. There are very few things that can kill you. Oops, I think I went the wrong way. Yes. We are farming tender poultry while we're here. Crap. Just because tender poultry is essentially the only difficult requirement for tomato sandwiches. I think White Gehenna still reaches. Yep. Yup. Yuppers. Donk. And it should just die. Unless I hit the run button. Brain, why? My head does not want to cooperate. I apologize. We ruled indeed. Brain, where am I going? Stop autopiloting. I believe that was almost a crash. Uh-oh. Well, that's not good. I think that's everything. Oh, hey, look, in the distance you can see Gransel Castle. Lol. These towers are just so weird. It'll make more sense in the sequel, if I ever play it. I say if I ever play it as if I haven't played it. If I ever stream it. Which I might honestly consider doing after I finish up all the first chapter stuff. Because the Sky arc is probably the most underappreciated. I mean, hell, some people call Sky first chapter a 50-minute prologue. Oh, not 50 minute, 50-hour prologue, which I think is straight up just untrue. It has a really, really good amount of setup for the later games, both Sky SC and the third. And neither of those games would be as good without it. However, it does also stand on its own merits as a game, and its story does have a through line, I guess. It has arcs that end. It's just, you know... It's a full experience. That deserves to be respected as more than... just a setup for a later game. Anyway, rambling aside, we're gonna mosey on back over to Elmo real quick. Just to restore all of our stuff, and then we're gonna get out of here. Nah, screw it. I'll use the hotel for once. I should also clarify that Joshua now has every craft he is going to have in this game. Estelle is missing one, which we will get when she levels up to level 28, I believe. She will get her last craft. I just U-turned, didn't I? Yep. Oh, well. My controller unplugged itself again. Die. Damn. Die. Yeah.
That's that. Let's move out.
Anyway. Any way. The way of any. Wink.
That's that. Let's move out.
This is also probably the time where you should start preparing your, endgame spell setup, because we'll be getting access to the final set of arts that we are able to access, and also the final amount of, Sepith. Sepith? Quartz, sorry. Right, just the... I don't know, the tension, it's real. You can feel it. Either way, we've gotten everything from every other thing in the area, so as long as you are prepared to move out, it's time to say goodbye to Zeiss. So, this is the Sanctum Gate. It looks a lot like Garoon Gate back in Roland. Well, both gates cut through the same wall. Arnenberg Wall completely surrounds the Gransel region. It was built almost 1,000 years ago, but it's solid enough that it held off the Imperial forces. It sure did. Looks like it'd take more than a few guns to knock it down. Still, it looks like a tourist attraction, one where you could climb up to the top and check out the view. So you're planning to get up there and sprint all along the walls, are you? I didn't say that. I was just thinking it'd be nice for us to have a nice, quiet lunch together. Just the two of us? And just, talk about whatever. Isn't that what we always do anyway? Never mind. Let's just get the paperwork done and move on to Gransel. Okay. Maybe it's just me. But are you mad about something? It's just you. Let's just go in and forget this whole conversation. Girls can be so difficult. The Joshua being based. Very, very based individual. Anyway, there's nothing along the sides. Just gotta head in and sign la documentation. Fill out the papers for Mr. Wayne, no affiliation to Bruce. What is it with you kids these days? Are you brave or are you just crazy? You on some kind of hiking date on a highway? What? A date? There's nothing like that. We're brother and sister. Funny, you don't look like siblings, but you do have the same last name, I guess. Okay, ready to go. Estelle, you seem very preoccupied all of a sudden. You okay? Do you want to stop and rest? No, I'm fine. Let's just get to the capital. If you're sure. Well, if you two aren't on a date, are you gonna see the martial arts competition? Martial arts competition? Wrong again. There's an annual martial arts competition held in the Royal Grand Arena. It was originally only for the Royal Guardsmen Elite, but now it's open to any willing fighter. I believe the preliminaries are starting this afternoon. Ooh, that sounds like fun! That's definitely right up your alley, Estelle. The Queen will be there in person, so the admission fees are being discounted. If I weren't working, I'd be there myself by now. Sorry to hear it. Of course, I'd rather be participating than watching. See, if all this training's paid off yet or not, I can imagine. But if they're already started the preliminaries, it'll be impossible for you to get in. We've got a job to finish too. Don't forget, you'll just have to make do in the stands. Too bad. Sir? Something wrong? That emblem on your chest. I didn't notice because of your age, but are you two braces? That's right. Is there a problem? No, not a problem exactly. Jeez, I never thought. Soldier, you loitering while you're on duty. Sir! Is there a problem here? Well, sir, it's just that these two, they're braces, sir. Braces, huh? You two. I'd like a few minutes of your time, if that's alright. We do need to get to the capital. Is that so? The capital? May I ask the nature of your business in the capital? Well, what? Well, we've got a job. What kind of job? Professor, No! I mean, how do I put this? I'm sorry, but we have an official guild contract. Our business with that client is a private matter. Sounds suspicious to me. I'm afraid you're gonna have to explain yourselves. Look, I don't see what the big problem is. Well, we received information from military high command. The Royal Guardsmen have revolted against the Queen and staging terrorist attacks. It seems that some of the terrorists may have disguised themselves as bracers. So, we're under orders to detain anyone claiming to be a bracer, pending investigation. Wait, what? That's enough, soldier. We're sorry, but we're under strict orders. Until we can confirm your identification, you're to remain here at sack time. You can't be serious. Why do... Ah, there you are. Huh? Why, you're... I've been waiting for you. If you finished your paperwork, let's get going. What? I apologize, Professor. It seems we've hit a small snag that might delay our departure somewhat. Just a moment here. Who are... Allow me to introduce myself. I am Specialist of Archaeology, Professor Alba. I am from Northumbria State, and am here in the Bow for investigative research. You processed this man's identification? Yes, sir. His passport checks out, and the Gransel History Museum will vouch for him as well. I see. And everything appears to check out? I apologize for the delay, Professor Alba. So what relation do you have with these two? Well, they're racers. They saved my life quite a number of times, so I decided to have them accompany me to the capital. Isn't that correct, Joshua, Estelle? Yes, that's it, alright. Well, it seems you have enough proof of your identity. I do apologize to both of you for the misunderstanding. No, it's not a problem. We know how it is to have strict protocols. No hard feelings at all. I swear I'm gonna get wrinkles if there are any more surprises. I mean, you started playing along so fast with the professor. I thought I had forgotten our assignment for a moment. Hardly. I'd hoped you'd catch on a bit quicker, though. Excuse me for the poor performance, Mr. Silvertongue. Not all of us can just lie with a straight face. What was that? Never mind. Sorry to surprise you. It just seemed that you two were in some trouble, so I spoke up. Should I not have? Oh no, we were definitely in some trouble back there. Thank you, Professor Alba. We appreciate your help. My way of returning the favor. Still, though, what was that argument all about anyway? I heard something about some terrorist attack? Me stuttering? A stuttering attack? Seems there's a gang of criminals out there who have been causing trouble while disguised as normal citizens. And the two of us were suspected of being in said gang. Yeah, can you believe that? I swear, every single person in the military has a massive stick up there. I see. Very troubling indeed. The situation and the imagery. By the way, I heard that the incident at the Carnelia Tower wound up getting complicated. How did that turn out for you? Well, there were a few loose ends, but for the most part, we managed to get things done. I expected you'd do well. I could tell the two of you had the beginnings of great braces in you from the moment we met. I'm happy to see I was right. Aw, we don't deserve that. We've still got a lot to learn. We're still in training as it is. But Professor, what brings you to a place like this? Naturally, I'm on my way to the capital. I was originally going to take a ship, but I found myself short of funds. Oh well, archaeologists need to exercise too, so the walk should do me good. You don't have to beat yourself up like that. But still, you sure are poor. We scholars of humanities all have financial issues. Especially archaeology. Any money I make goes straight to the next excavation. That's too bad. We sure were lucky running into you back there. Do you want to come along with us to the capital? Now just a moment, Estelle. I'm sure the professor is very busy with his own. I'd love to. The road to the capital can be dangerous, so having you two nearby would be a relief. Not that it's all that far to the capital anyway. Well, if you don't mind, then we would be on it. It's settled then. Let's get going. That Sanders cuts the tab of anyone who enjoys their meat. I'm worried if the store is making any profits at all. There's the pot of meat if you didn't get it when we came through initially. And you can still access these recipes after you go to Gransel. But obviously we can't pass through back to Zeiss. I know it was rude before, but I was only doing my job. Please accept my apology. One of the things this place is that you end up hearing all the soldiers' gossip. All the talk of terrorists and attacks can really scare you sometimes. I'd like to apologize for the misunderstanding before. With the birthday celebration so close, we can't afford to be lax with the inspection procedures. Now, while there's no particular reason to hang out at the top of Gransel, there's no real big deal with it. Anyway. before we head out onto the highway, you want to equip a T-anklet or a Mirage ring. If you have T-anklets, use T-anklets instead. If you don't, Mirage ring also worked okay. However, the second accessory is more up in the air. Personally, I would use the Ruby Talisman that we just got from Zeiss. Specifically because the enemies here are primarily extremely weak to fire. So we want to move our battle position. Move Joshua and Estelle close to the front. With Estelle staying one tile back because she has double the reach that Joshua does. Anyway. All of that done, let's move. With Professor Alba following us, I would advise avoiding combat where necessary. Specifically because you don't want to game over for no reason while you're doing some grinding or something of that nature. Huh? Looks like an army unit. No tourists are allowed to the Brawl Villa. Did you not see the ordinance that was just posted all over the city streets? Actually, we're not citizens of Gransel. We just recently came here by way of Sanctime Gate. Travelers, eh? Hard to believe anyone would want to walk on the highways with terrorist activity going on. Talk about reckless. Setting aside the terrorist discussion for a second, what's the Ebb Royal Villa? It's a small place to the east where the royal family resides. I was given to understand that the town folks often went there to relax. Sorry, but it's off limits for now. The army's using it as a base of operations for investigating the terrorist activities. You don't say. The roads nearby aren't off limits, but I'd suggest you keep away just to make sure no one mistakes you for one of the bad guys. Well, that's certainly grim. Personally, being told not to go somewhere just makes me want to go and see what all the fuss is about. What do you say? Want to go poke around and see what we can see? It's not that I'm not curious. We did just get that warning, so I think it's best to hold off. There may actually be terrorists, like the soldier said. Well, I think the intelligence division is just using the Royal Guardsmen and Embraces as scapegoats. Estelle, you really need to not say things like that out loud. If someone overhears you, then we're apt to get caught up in it. Yeah, you're right. Eh? Intelligence what now? Let's see. Sorry, it's nothing. Anyway, let's head on to the city. Oh, alright. You kids are no fun. So to the right is the Ebb Royal Villa, which has a couple chests and some enemies, and to the north is Gransel. Let's get into at least one encounter to show you what the enemies here are like. Hell Mars. It's neutral to all of the elements. It has good arts defense, but not a strong physical defense. And its charge attack will inflict feint, which is why you need the T-anklet. Alba should just waddle in the corner, and he'll be okay on his own. Swift Dual Strike should be enough to just clap the enemy into oblivion.
Alright, we're good to go.
That's also a source of tender poultry, if you're in need. So I'd recommend fighting as many of the Hell Marses as you come across. Go for a Dual Strike, and it's dead.
Alright, we're good to go.
No drop, though. Oh, well. I swear there are other enemies on this highway that aren't just the Hell Mars. Like that guy. Meet Marsh Chupacabra, and one of the primary reasons for equipping the Ruby Talisman. The Marsh Chupacabra is weak to fire, but it has an attack that, if you get hit by it, will steal some of your HP. So I advise delaying it and bonking it with as many fire attacks as possible. It also has Vile Touch, which has a chance to petrify, which is also where you want to T-ankle it.
Alright, we're good to go.
So, yeah, if you don't have those by now, I heavily advise getting them. Because they are near necessary for what we're going to do later. There is a Shining Palm location in the Herb Scenic route, however. So if you didn't manage to find any, don't worry. You still have a chance to farm for them before the final dungeon. Wow. That's a big fat load of Whiff Central. You made me invincible, but can you resist death? Nope. That face on the bird.
We're good to go.
Just that. I have been murdered. Oh yeah, I didn't go over the Primaria data. Primarias are immune to a couple ailments, namely blind, sleep, and faint. And they have very weak physical defense. But they reflect all arts, so you want to use crafts and attacks only. Anyway, welcome to the final major city of Lebal, Gransel. Wow! This city's freaking huge! Dad used to take me here a long time ago, but was it really this big back then? Well, this is the biggest city in the kingdom. Gransel Castle is just past the main road. That's where the Queen lives. There's also Gransel Cathedral, the Grand Arena, and all the embassies for the surrounding nations. Huh, you don't say. You sure know a lot about this city. You must have been here before, right? Yes, when I was little. My, no matter how many times I see it, this city still amazes me with its beauty. Purely in terms of scale, I believe the Imperial and Republican capitals are larger, but neither feels as elegant and refined as Gransel does. I'm glad to hear it. It's nice to hear a foreigner complimenting your home country. Which reminds me, what do you plan to do now, Professor? Are you going to be okay with staying in a hotel? I have something else in mind. I intend to go bug the folks at the History Museum. Oh, cool. Gransel has one of those? They find ancient artifacts and put them on display there. Yes, and I'll be staying there as a guest associate member. You two should stop by to visit if you get the chance. Museums are awfully formal for my tastes. If we do come by, are you going to give us a bunch of lessons? If that is your wish, then I shall certainly do my best. Just kidding. Though I do think that checking out all the exhibits would be fun. Now, if you'll excuse me. Well, he's just as happy-go-lucky as ever. What's this guest associate thing, though? Is he a famous scholar or something? Yes, most likely. Now we should probably stop in at the local guild branch before we do anything else. Not only do we need to change our branch affiliation, but we can discuss there how to approach delivering the professor's message. Yeah, you're right. Thinking about it, how are we even going to get an audience with Her Majesty anyway? There's no way it'll be as simple as walking up to the castle and saying hi. Welcome to Grantville. If you did not purchase the apple ice cream to do the Infinite Mirror exploit, you can buy it now. There's also the gorgeous crepe, which we haven't actually had the chance to get yet. Split into 4 districts or blocks. Here in the South Block, you'll find the Bracer Guild, as well as a variety of shops. The North Block has the Royal Hotel, the biggest in the country. Just beyond it, farther north, is the castle itself. The West Block has the Grand Cathedral, as well as the main office of the Lebel News. And over in East Block are all the embassies, the arena, and all the general goods stores for the city. This looks bad. The register's completely and totally busted. So checking in at the Orbital Factory, we can make Tier 3 quartz now for almost everything. Make EP Cut 2. Oh, not EP Cut 2, EP Cut 3. Make an EP Cut 3 if you value your life. I also strongly advise getting a HP 3 and a Defense 3. Specifically because Defense 3 doesn't come at any penalty, unlike Attack 3. You can also make Attack 3 so you can have it on Joshua and any other party members that may be using their physical stats. But I'd also advise not to blow all of your Sepith right away. You can see I'm already kind of in a bind because I'm almost out of time Sepith. Specifically, what you'll want to do is you want to save your Earth Sepith. Welcome to the Wingard Orbital Factory. The third floor is where we handle all repair and maintenance orders. Then, over here, you can find Weiss Arms and Guards. Braces! Welcome to the shop. Please have a look around. So, spoiler warning, these equipments aren't exactly the most useful things in the world, except for the composites and craft shoes. And if you did the side quest to get access to the Alpha Stragers, like I did, then you probably don't even need them unless you want the extra defense. She's out, she isn't nagging me while I do her cleaning. So, let's go check out some of the districts, shall we? Before we sign off for the day. You can buy the Moualbasse. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. The act of eating it fired off long-hidden neurons in the brain, teaching you the recipe for Moualbasse. You can also buy the mixed cocktail, which cures all abnormal status. Very, very strong. I'd highly recommend picking up at least a couple mixed cocktails. Anyhow. Checking our recipe book at the moment. We are missing 4 recipes. I believe that's where we should be on the recipe list by now. Regardless, the Boisbasse has the ability to restore CP and HP and is a sit-down dish. Which means that you can eat it between battles. The only downside is it uses juicy bones and fish fillets, which are both monster items to my knowledge. Red peppers are also kind of difficult to obtain, which means it's not the easiest thing in the world to make. However, the benefits of having it in your recipe list are evident. Just by how strong it is in general. Pretty depressed when we heard the news about the Queen, but now status quo seems to be returning and all's right with the world. 2 of us have been living in Grants all since we were just bawling babies. This is how the city should be. Just listen to me babble. You can still get excited no matter how old you are. Evidently, Grantsel is kind of the hub of the rich people of Liberl. The houses here are all a lot larger and fancier. The streets are more organized than the paved ones that are in Roland. Even Bose, being the second most, like, commercially developed city, is still nowhere near a match for Gransel. My husband? Well, he's crazy for big public events. During the martial arts competition and the Queen's birthday, he's pretty much inconsolable. Ha ha ha! The martial arts competition is underway at long last. An event of this scale should only be experienced as a family unit, no? Fight with kids. Fight with kids. No. Highly irresponsible. Don't fight with kids. Make kids fight each other and call it Fight Club. So, next package. Man, this city is freaking huge! I hate being a delivery boy here. Even when he is home, all he ever talks about are his hobbies. What kind of relationship is it when the two of us hardly see one another? And only ever engages small talk when we do. I'd normally be at work in the castle, but the Duke suddenly thrust a mandatory vacation on me all of a sudden. Well, I don't have anything better to do, so I've just been fishing. Spending time with your wife, maybe? No? Okay. Sorry, but the castle's off limits right now. Just a moment, please. I'm sorry, but entry to the castle is strictly prohibited. Well, it wasn't as easy as just walking up and saying hi. Who'da thunk? Regardless, let's move on to the next most important side of the city. The East Block. This is the History Museum where Professor Albert will be staying, and this is the airport. There's not too much to do in the airport, but there is a couple things that you can take care of while you're here. Oh, shit. Into Gransel. Our arrival was delayed for army inspections. The sail has been impounded by the Royal Army. No civilians are allowed near it. The sail is specifically owned by the royal family. The Royal Army shouldn't have any authority to impound it. Is Her Majesty truly given the authority to do such a thing? This is Peyton. He was, in cahoots with us when we ended up going into Leiston Fortress. He was one of the mechanics who was working at, Zeiss. Yeah, the legendary Arcel has been impounded. It's not looking good. This new maintenance chief, well, let me put it to you this way. Ever managed a maintenance team before? No? You'd still be better at the job. I wish we'd been given a real man. Someone we could actually depend on and trust. Ever since I became head of maintenance, everything's just going to hell around me. First it was sky bandits, now there are terrorists. These are some dark times. Ah, you poor man. We apologize and thank you for your patience. Due to the Royal Army inspection procedures, our departure time and arrival times alike have been severely delayed. Information regarding the boarding process will be given upon the orbital ships their arrival in port. Doesn't seem like it's all sunshine and roses for the people of Gransel either. Everyone in the city always looks forward to the manual martial arts tournament, as opposed to the automatic one. Where the hell am I? Gate appears to be blocked. I wonder for what purpose. Anyway, here's the Grand Arena. Currently at the arena, we're holding the preliminary matches of the martial arts competition. May I see your tickets? Ticket sales are to the right. Welcome to the Grand Arena. There's still some time before the match begins. Please feel free to wait in line with the other spectators if you wish. Unfortunately, we cannot. We have been skamazed. Anyhow, skirting around the main building for the moment. The second orbitally powered clock, made in year 1163 of the Septian calendar, by Zycian manufacturers. Since I was locked up during the Sky Bandit incident, the company gave me a long paid vacation as compensation. I'm grateful to be able to spend the time with my son. And here's the final ice cream we can get, special ice cream. It restores 25 CP and is one of the few buyable CP restoratives you can get. I highly, highly recommend purchasing it. If only so that you have the recipe for later. Shimon called Minoria to see the capital. So you can buy copies of the Burl News from here. The latest copy is about the Imperial Army and their connection to terrorists. Adol Market has all of the things that you could probably ever need. Sans the crash charms and tea anklets. You're gonna have to move heaven and earth for those, I'm afraid. Oh, they have stuff from Revenue. Score. Why is it that you can only ever find things you want when you have no money? Welcome. Would you like to try a free sample of our tea? I can even teach you how to prepare your own cup. Oops. So, here you have access to all the stuff you need for the infinite mirror trick. If you're using the apple ice cream version, you can just use this vendor for all of it. And I highly suggest you do farm up infinite mirror, because you're going to need a lot of it, specifically for the what's the name of it? You're gonna need them for the special ice cream and some equipment that we're gonna need to buy later down the line as well. Here's the Calvardian Embassy. And on the other side, as we saw, the Erebonian Embassy. May as well go check out the museum while we're here. Much obliged. Well, if it isn't my favourite professor, I suspect that I might see you here today. Welcome to the Grancel Museum of History. Our newest exhibit, La Belle and the Modernist Wave, is now open to the public. It's gripping! Tetralic Tower Outer Wall Segment. Age, Preceptian. This wall segment was cut and carried from the Tetralic Tower, a structure built shortly after the Great Collapse. Depicted upon it are a staff-wielding priest and a winged god-like being, typical of period frescoes. Scholars continue to examine the design for any connection with Adios. Stone pillar with relief. Age, Preceptian. Found at the bottom of Lake Valeria, adorned with relief similar to those found on the walls of the Tetralic Towers. Floor tile. Age, Preceptian. A piece of tiled floor from inside a ruined building. Broken stones fit together to create beautiful and intricate patterns. Ancient lantern. Age, Preceptian. A device built to hold fire, most often found near towers and other ceremonial structures, may have religious significance. Pre-Septian calendar, the ancient civilization of Zemuria. Around 1,200 years ago, the advanced civilization of Zemuria was at its peak. Then suddenly and inexplicably, it disappeared. A great collapse occurred, destroying the Zemurian culture and plunging its people into a dark age of ruin. The items exhibited on the first floor are from the very beginning of this era. They aren't believed to be products of the ancient civilization itself, but nonetheless, its influence is clearly visible upon them, giving them immense academic worth. Septian calendar, year 1 to 500. The Dark Age of Ruin. Immediately following the Great Collapse, the world was plunged into confusion, signaling the beginning of what came to be referred to as the Dark Ages. This era was defined by almost endless conflict between various powers and numerous nations, large and small, and lasted for roughly 500 years. Knight's equipment, age Septian calendar 500. In an era defined by conflict, war became a way of life, and as a result, warriors came to wield a great influence in society. This eventually led to them becoming a privileged social class of their own. The knights wielded armaments like these when they went out into the battlefield, returning with more spoils and land, and gradually increasing their influence and power all the more. Museum's job isn't just to show off old relics. We're also responsible for collecting, cataloguing, and storing all of it. And we work with researchers like Professor Alba as well. I thought there was a book you could get up here, but I must be mistaken. Oh well. So the second area of the main floor doesn't have anything on it. It's just a balcony that leads up to the top. Septian calendar, year 500 to 1100, the Septian era. The first appearance of the Septian Church occurred around the year 500 and marked the end of the Dark Ages. The church centered around the goddess of the sky, Aidios, and espousing an ideology of human salvation, began to take an active role in society and rapidly permeated social consciousness. Eventually, the nobility and knight class could no longer ignore the church's power, and a new order was established with the church at the center. Ancient artifacts. Unknown. Artifact, noun, a relic of any shape or size found in an ancient ruin and generally of unknown or uncertain purpose. The church believes these artifacts have some connection with the Septarians, gifts from Aidios, and their recovery is one of the duties that the church fulfills. Artifacts are said to have supernatural powers, but those on display here are all ones that have since lost said powers and are no longer functional. Medieval loom. Age, Septian calendar 900. A man-powered machine used to spin thread. As the Septian era continued and people became accustomed to peace, cotton and other crops became more widely cultivated and sold. This was also the era in which handicrafts with the intent to obtain money came into practice. Church Testaments. Manuscript. Age Septian calendar 500. A handwritten copy of the scriptures used by the church at the end of the Dark Ages. The ability to print did not exist in the Middle Ages, leaving no choice but to copy it by hand onto pieces of parchment. Church ritual items. Age Septian calendar 900 approx. The church has long been a source of art, and this has been true since the dawn of the Septian era. It was around the year 900, however, that the current likeness of Aidios is thought to have been first created. Likewise, many of the ritual items used by the church today first assumed their present form in this time period too. I believe that's all to see at the museum. We will be back there later for a side quest, but for now, that's all there is to see in this block. Anyhow, time to move on to Grantsel West block. So, are all those rumors about terrorist attacks true? I hope it doesn't adversely affect our cost of living. It's good to be home after such a long pilgrimage. A new sister joined the cathedral in my absence. I must familiarize myself with her name. Ah, so busy again. I did so much shopping that getting it all sorted out is going to take forever. My husband got to enjoy his churches, and I got to enjoy my shopping. It was a win-win for us, both husband and wife. So the key place to check out is the coffee house. You want to buy the chef's curry? And the rich espresso. I believe we have all the recipes. Almost. Yeah. We're fairly close. I believe we may actually have the items already, I just haven't eaten them. So it's time to go through all of the inventory until we find the one thing I haven't eaten. That would be the specialty ice cream, or the special ice cream. Which just leaves one final recipe. Anyhow, while we're in town, we may as well check up on the LaBelle news service, seeing as Niall and Dorothy do work here. Maybe they're in right now. Doesn't look like it. Let's see what their boss has to say. I know that crest. Wouldn't you two happen to be the junior bracers of Stella and Joshua? I don't know. Who's asking? I'm the editor-in-chief of the LaBelle News. I'm also the one who's disconnecting your controller. Fourth. Third wall, fourth wall breaking. Heard about you two from both Niall and Dorothy. Oh, okay. That's us then. It's a pleasure to meet you. We're avid readers. Glad to hear it. Did you want to see Niall? Not especially. Good, because he's not here. He won't be back for a while. That's a shame. Oh well. Nothing else to really do. Anyhow, the Harbour District is completely closed, so there's no chance we're getting into that. But perhaps I could take the initiative and fund the mixing of a medicine for Her Majesty's ailment. But not a soul seems to know her symptoms. No one has been told, and no one is allowed audience. The head maid, Hilda, requested an audience, but was turned away by a man in black armor. That's not good. What to do? Well, moping won't get us anywhere. So, next time on Trails in the Sky, we'll check in at the Grantsel Bracer Guild, get our assignments changed, and hopefully we'll figure out some way of getting an audience with the Queen. Thanks for watching the VOD or the stream if you were here during the stream, or, you know, I'm watching it through other various circumstances. Stay safe, and I will hopefully see all of you next time. Bye-bye.